Since its launch in 1963, Porsche has been finding ways to make its 911 sports car sharper and more exciting. A fine job it's done too, but in 2015 things changed as the focus moved away from seat-of-the-pants driving thrills to a more grown-up, comfortable ride, technology-laden interior, and purists look away now. Turbocharged engines. Of course, we've had 911 turbos for years, fire-breathing monsters, but this time it's different. They are turbocharged for a different reason, and Porsche has equipped all models other than the motorsport-inspired GT3 with a turbocharged engine, including the basic Carrera and this Carrera S. Essentially, this is a development from the existing 911, so interior space remains the same, with two tiny seats for small people or luggage. You even get Isofix. Personally though, I'd rather be in the front. Where interior quality has taken another step up, and with more controls to adjust the seat and steering wheel to find the perfect driving position. Porsche's infotainment system features a new screen with extras such as pinch to zoom on the sat-nav and Apple CarPlay, so you can access your phone's key functions on the move. Right then, what has this 3-litre turbocharged engine done to the 911's character? Actually, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. First of all, I'd like to talk to you about the ride, which, thanks to this car's adjustable PASM system, is uncannily good, making it the most comfortable 911 to date. Located on the steering wheel is this handy little bezel so that you can flick between Sport, Sport Plus and Individual for your tailor-made ride. The only criticism I have is that it could really be finished in brushed aluminium instead of this cheap, hard, scratchy plastic. What the new model hasn't addressed is the amount of road noise you get at motorway speeds, with even bigger rear tyres than before, ensuring a constant roar fills the cabin. In the past, the way to combat this was to enjoy the high-revving flat-six engine. So, does this car deliver in the same way? No doubt it's fast, but it just doesn't have that same spine-tingling howl. These turbos mean that peak torque arrives at 1700 RPM instead of the old models at 5600, which is great for lazy overtakes, but you don't get that same sense of occasion where you build up the revs waiting for that explosive performance. And you certainly don't need to use this manual gearbox as much, because if you want to, you can leave it in 7th and let it pull from 30 miles per hour. The chassis remains superb, and the engine in the back provides loads of traction coming out of the corners, and overall it feels massively agile. The steering is excellent for what it is, but it's not Porsche's best setup. A bit like the engine, it lacks that razor-sharp edge that for so long has defined the 911 as the best sports car you can buy. To be clear, the 911 is still a formidable machine, able to sprint from 0 to 60 in just over 4 seconds, tops out at 190 miles per hour, yet is still usable every day with a decent amount of space and good visibility. Plus, of course, the whole point of turbocharging these cars in the first place was to make the 911 range cleaner and greener than before. To that end, CO2 emissions fall by 23 grams per kilometre on average, and fuel economy is up by a couple of miles per gallon. Objectively, this is the best 911 yet. It's more comfortable, easier to drive, and in our hands has returned almost 30 miles per gallon, which is remarkable for a 414 brake horsepower car. But hang on, those aren't the qualities of a 911, and in rounding off those rough edges, it's kind of lost a fraction of the magic that used to make it so special. And for those reasons, it's not quite so easy to fall under its spell. Now, before you go anywhere, don't forget to subscribe to the Telegraph Cars YouTube channel by clicking here, and to read in-depth reviews of other new cars on the market, click here for the Telegraph Cars website.